Damien, welcome to Academy FM Folkestone. What do you think a community radio station can bring?
Well, firstly, I'd like to send my congratulations to everyone involved in making this fantastic new radio station come to life. It gives a new voice for people in Folkestone to hear from each other, to express their views, to hear some great music, and it'll be something that's of great benefit to the whole community. There's a huge amount going on in Folkestone, I think more than many people realise, and as the Member of Parliament you get to see a lot of that work. Fantastic work done by volunteers and voluntary groups, fantastic things being done in the schools, the work of the historical groups and societies, and people need to know about it. There's a huge amount of interest in what's going on in Folkestone, and sometimes people will say to me, well, you know, why isn't more being done? Why isn't more going on? And it's not that the work isn't taking place, it's just that people don't know about it.
We're a community radio station. We're here for all of the Folkestone community, and we want to deal with the issues that are on everybody's lips. You have been around the area a lot, canvassing, meeting all sorts of people. What do people say to you about what needs to be done, what needs to be talked about?
There is, I think, one big issue which I think everyone in the constituency is interested in, and that's really based around jobs and employment. People who are at school and leaving school want to know what the future is going to be like for them, what are the opportunities going to be here. People in work at the moment want to know that they've got a secure job or a better job they can move on to. And that affects everyone. Everyone has an interest in that. And that's why, you know, bringing employment to the town, bringing money into the town is very important, because that's good for everyone. It's good for the quality of life of everyone here. I think there's a second issue as well, I think, which is particularly important to the schools and to younger people in the schools, and that's to make sure that we have a good level of education, a good level of attainment, and people getting the qualifications they're going to need to get good jobs in the future. And the schools are working very hard at that, and there's been a big investment in schools in Folkestone, and I think some real improvement, and the academy school here is a fantastic advert for that. But that work needs to continue, and there's still a lot to be done. And I have a concern that there are still a lot of children who leave primary school not with the level of education they need to really make the most of themselves at secondary school, and people in secondary school who still need to advance a lot more. And so there's progress, but more to be done. And I think if we could give people a sense that through education they can achieve a lot, and through bringing employment to the town there are opportunities there for them to take advantage of and to really fulfil their talents and lead the sort of lives they want, then I think that's particularly important in areas of Folkestone, particularly in East Folkestone, where there are long-term social problems, long-term issues around worklessness and poor education performance, and a lack of hope that goes with that. And if we're to understand those problems properly and really tackle them and do something about them, I think those two issues, jobs and educational attainment, are at the heart of it.
I suppose some things might be a little bit difficult in Folkestone, or very difficult for some people, but do you also get the feeling that things are on the up?
Oh, I do. I'm incredibly optimistic about it, and sometimes people can lose sight of what's already happened. I mean, this school is a great example of the investment that's gone into Folkestone, the new Park Farm Primary School, which the government has signed off millions of pounds to build next to it. But go back 5 years, you know, Bouverie Square shopping centre was still being built, Courthouse didn't exist, University Centre didn't exist, very little work had been done in the old High Street and in the area in Tonton Street, where the Creative Quarter is investing its money. On the seafront of the harbour area, nothing had really been done at all, and there wasn't even resolution over the land, who owned the land, and what the vision was going to be for it. So people are impatient for change to happen, but a lot has happened already. There are nearly 300 people that work in the Creative Quarter in Folkestone now. A lot of them in small businesses, web designers, artists, technicians, musicians, restaurateurs. There may not be lots of people employed in individual businesses, but together they're suddenly a major employer. And that's growing, and that's very exciting.
What are you doing as our MPs specifically to make Folkestone a better place?
Well, you can firstly be a champion and advocate for what Folkestone is doing and what people are doing here, to use your role in the community to really showcase the work of businesses, schools, community groups that are really doing a great job. you can bang a drum for the area in Parliament as well, and stand up and speak on behalf of the issues you think are important. I've done that a lot with the question of Dungeness Power Station, which I think could bring a huge number of jobs to the area and would generate huge benefits right across the district, not just down on Romney Marsh, and is very important. But talking up the issues around supporting the creative industries, I have a role in Parliament on the Select Committee for Culture, Media, Sport and the Olympics, and that's given me a good platform to talk about some of the excellent work that's been done in Folkestone.
Tell us about your role on that committee. Do you have anything to do with radio stations like ours?
Well, we have oversight over all of the media, so we get involved in everything. And I'm a great believer in having more local media, and that's something that's very close to Jeremy Hunt's heart, who's the Secretary of State for Culture. That means more opportunities for local television and local radio stations to get going. I'd like to see more done to make it easier for local organisations to get a community licence to broadcast like you're doing here.
Do you think that could come round and bite you if that did happen? I mean, if you get large amounts of the community with a voice, be it newspapers, TV, radio, there's a lot of opinionated people out there. Couldn't that, in the long term, generate quite a lot of bad publicity for you?
I don't think so at all. You didn't mention the internet there, but which is something that is, hugely significant. I have, what's in the thousands people that follow me on Facebook and Twitter. That I get, a huge number of emails and letters every week, and that's good. The more engagement, the better. I think gives you the chance to explain what you're doing, what you're thinking, to get feedback from people as well. And the feedback you get from the public is very helpful, I think, to identify problems that maybe people haven't focused on yet, and to generate good ideas that you can feedback to the government. So the more of a dialogue you have, I think the better the decisions that get taken. So I don't see it as a threat. It's something I embrace.
I think it's fair to say that people, especially young people, don't really engage with the party political process as much as they used to do. What do you think a small radio station like us can do to rectify that?
Well, I think people may not engage with the party political process as much as they once did, but I don't think that means people aren't interested in politics, aren't interested in issues. People get very heavily involved in issues, national and local, that they take a big interest in. The challenge, I think, for us as politicians is to work with people, work with their interests, try and help them resolve them, but also engage them in the broader issues that affect society and affect the country, and the great challenges of not just solving one problem, but trying to run the country and solve a great breadth of issues as well, which is a much more challenging thing to do. The role of a community radio station can be to give people a voice on the issues they care about and inform them about other things going on too. And the more informed that debate is, I think the greater the level of interest. I think even going back a number of years, even programmes in the past like Spitting Image, for those who remember it, had a role to play in bringing to life the people and the personalities of the politicians in the country. And that level of engagement, of sort of creative engagement, is very important. And I think that's something a station like this could bring to the, not just the political debate in Folkestone, but the understanding of the people and the personalities involved in it.
I'm going to put you on the spot now. You're at Westminster a lot, unsurprisingly. People in the Folkestone area might not know a lot about what you actually do up there. Will you come on the air once a month and do a question and answer session with people, especially young people from Folkestone?
Yeah, I'd love to. That would be really great. I think to either you're more than welcome to come up to Westminster and see me in action up there, or here. I think that would be a really great thing to do, and I'll happily share my thoughts with you in the future on what's going on the big issues of the day and what's going on in Folkestone.
Consider yourself booked. Damien Collins, thank you very much.
Thank you.